morning praying, I immediately saw improvement in what I could recall. Next thing I did was increase my exercise. I immediately saw improvement in my thinking.
Sally eats a mildly ketogenic diet as part of her treatment. That means no sugar and very few other carbohydrates.
When I am ketogenic, my brain thinks clearer than when I'm not ketogenic.
Sally eliminated exposure to certain toxins like mold and pesticides, addressed hidden infections in her body, and much more.
I have not gone to town and forgotten my pocketbook since I started this program. Hallelujah, because I need my credit card.
It takes typically 3 to 6 months, but we see unprecedented improvements in their scores, in their ability to go back to work, interact with their families, increases in their hippocampal volumes, things like that.
When it comes to sustainability, Dr. Bredesen says people who have been on the program for 5 years now are still mentally fit. So while genetics mean an estimated 75 million Americans are predisposed to Alzheimer's, like Sally Weinrich, Dr. Dale Bredesen says they no longer have to fear being tested, because now there's something they can do about it.
The fear is pretty much gone. The doubt is pretty much gone. And that's the real Sally. That's who God and Dale Bredesen have given back to me.
Lori Johnson joins us now from the CBN Newsroom. Lori, such an encouraging report, and I know doctors are learning more and more about Alzheimer's. What are some of the latest findings?
Well, Heather, we just found out there are 2 new ways to detect Alzheimer's early. One of them is a simple test that you can find out within seconds at your eye doctor, at the ophthalmologist. They can actually do a scan on your eye, and they can see if you have the tiny blood vessels in the back of your eye and the retina. And people who have this condition often have Alzheimer's. So that's a great way to detect Alzheimer's early and very fast and easy. It's not at the ophthalmologists yet, but it's in the pipeline and it likely will be soon. Another way is EDS, excessive daytime sleepiness. Older people were asked if they're tired during the day when they don't want to be, or if they take naps during the day and they don't want to. And these people are 3 times more likely to have Alzheimer's. So that's one way to know if you might be in the early stages of Alzheimer's. If you have excessive daytime sleepiness, the question is, does Alzheimer's cause that, or does poor sleep cause Alzheimer's? They still haven't figured that part out yet, but those are 2 other ways that people are detecting this early.
I was surprised because the report talked about finding out in your 40s. Are they really recommending that people look at this issue and their risk in their 40s?
Absolutely, the earlier the better, because the reason is when you start having symptoms of Alzheimer's, chances are your brain cells started dying 10 years earlier. In other words, your brain cells start to die, and it just takes them 10 years before you start having symptoms of forgetting. So the good news is there are so many ways, Heather, so many ways, and this is something that we want to tell our viewers, scream it, so many ways to prevent Alzheimer's. Once you have it, once those brain cells are gone, not so easy to cure, but there are so many ways to prevent it. So eating a great anti-inflammatory diet, staying away from sugar and carbohydrates is one of the best things. Making sure you have a healthy gut, take care of that gut and probiotic.
Yeah. It's encouraging to know
things.
there are a lot of things that we can do. Lori Johnson, thank you so much for your insights.
Sure.
And stay with us. There is more of CBN News Watch right ahead.